Hey, my YouTube family, how's it going? It's your boy Nick, HOUTX Trader, coming from you from Houston, Texas. Hey guys, check it out. We're going to look at the markets tonight. It's Sunday, it's Easter Sunday. So hope you guys had a great night. We're going to look at US 30, we're going to look at NASDAQ, we're going to look at gold. We're going to see what I think they're going to do in the next 24 to 48 hours so we can get set up to get in some good positions. We'll also take a couple peeks at some other currencies, see if there's anything there. This is for training only. It's not financial advice. Please, if you guys find anything in this video that you like, please subscribe. Please help me grow the channel. I would appreciate that. So let's go ahead and share the screen. There and there. Here is our trading view. All right, guys. I will admit, last Thursday morning, we got into a US 30 sell and it didn't work out so well for us. I actually lost. I had it set for like less than 1%, and I did lose that. But here, let's just review the trade real quick. And sometimes you take risky trades, and this was a riskier trade. So we see that the momentum is obviously very bullish in US 30, is buying up. Okay. I saw this order block right here, and we had to push down. So in my mind, let's see, we can try if we can catch a sell off of our 88.6 in this area right here. We have a smaller stop loss. All right. And we're testing for it to come back down in this area. So, right, if this is if we think of Elliott wave terms, which is a three leg push, that's the first leg. We were hoping we would get this second leg here. As you saw, we saw some resistance here and it retested here, and then the market closed. And unfortunately, we were hoping that this would give us, a push down to our 61.8 on the big buy fib, which is also the extension on this first leg fib here. That was my goal. I also had this orange line drawn, which would be the resistance turned into support. As you can see, it touches here, here, and these two spots. So I was really hoping for this. Now I think it's still going to come down, but we lost the trade. So we're not going to chase the trade, try to get back into it. I think we lost the trade because the market gapped open. If you go to the broker, which I will show, and we come in here, let's go to, look at the gap, right? You can see it right there. It gapped open. And so my stop loss hit after that gap. So that's the risk we played. Perhaps we shouldn't be taking trades on a Thursday, knowing the banking holidays and a long weekend and whatnot. And it just completely stopped hunting us. It is what it is. I'm not going to get feelings about it. But if we review the trade, we did have the RSI overbought here, and we did have divergence, right? So it only broke the divergence because it gapped open. So I think that the trade overall was a good trade. If it was to happen again, I would take that trade probably 10 times out of 10. So I'm not mad that it lost, but it was unfortunate because of the long weekend and Good Friday, whatnot. But so what do we do now? I still think the trade is valid, to be honest with you. So the only thing I could do then is if this will come back down, break this little structure here, maybe give us a pullback, and then I could look to short it again. Okay. So and in that situation, again, I want to see this break of structure right here. So this would be the bottom of this area. I want to see it get there, break below it, right? Because if that happens, what I could do then is I could Fibonacci that move, and I could look for an entry in, up in one of these areas. We'll have to be patient, but as of right now, US 30 took us out. So that's where we can find a potential short to short the market. We're going to need to be patient, like I just said, and wait for that confirmation. Really, we need to see these buys. So if you guys trade with me and you know what my strategy is like, my strategy is look for areas of liquidity. I know I'm jumping the charts around a lot. Sorry about that. So look for an area of liquidity like this. There's a lot of orders that have been placed in right there. Look for that area of liquidity to be broken. So the safest move would be buys because the market is bullish. We want to ultimately buy up. Okay. The real buy is down here. Let for this to break and let it come down here, and then we buy up. Okay. In this area, we have this support resistance. We have our Fibonacci, which is giving us our buy zone. We have the take profit 61.8 from the first push down, right? There's that. Um, it's really unfortunate this broke because this was setting up to be a nice short sell. But if we can't somehow get into a trade up here at the top, we are just have to be patient and we're going to wait for this trade to come all the way down here to the buy zone, in which case we buy back up. So that is the plan for Monday. See if we can get a push down. We're probably not going to end up taking a trade on Monday. We'll see how it goes. But a push down, we can use our fibs, try to catch that short like it should have been. I think that gap was a fluke. It shouldn't have really been there, but um, what we're going to do then is just be patient. We're not going to chase the trade. We're going to let it come to us. So that's it. Now look at this. On Nasdaq, it had did not gap up. Okay. We're still within our little trading area. Let me make this a little better for you. I was doing a video call with my guys the other day, and we marked off this no trading zone. So I'm not really interested in taking any trades in this choppy back and forth. I want to take trades on the edges. Okay. And so for me, what that means is more than likely going to get up into this area here. I want it to take out this liquidity. See how this is a double top? We want double tops to be taken out. We do not short right now because this is a triple top. We do not short triple tops. Okay. What's probably going to happen is this is going to come down a little bit and then it's going to break and it's going to take out these tops. It's going to find this red line and then it's going to sell off. And that's what we're hoping to do. So again, this is a little bit riskier of a normal trade because it is a very bullish market and we're trying to go against the trend. But in this situation, if we pull out our Fibonacci tool and we could fib these moves, and actually we'd fib this move, that's the total top to bottom. We'd put our stop loss right there. So we're not looking at a big stop loss. All right. And then you ask, well, what the target is, right? So I have the purple box here, but really I want to see this low get taken out. This is almost like a double bottom. I want to see this liquidity get taken out. We do have a nice fair value gap then from this area in here, right? This little box is more like a fair value gap. So I want to see this get taken out. I want to see this very fair value gap get filled. And then of course, you guys know that I use my my yellow boxes here as the order blocks and see this order block get retested. If all of that happens, then we can possibly start looking for buys. All right. But first we got to get there. So before we start analyzing where the buys are, let's see if we can't catch this sell. And that's what I'm going to be doing is looking for a little pullback into our sell zone, which is be right inside here, 88.6. Also, let's go down to a smaller time zone. You see this little box I have right there. Let's go down to the 15-minute. Look at that. Okay, so this is that little box that I have. Let's undo. Let's just delete the fib. Let's drag this over. Put it in the middle of the screen so we can see it better. But I also noticed that these don't have this doesn't have a wick on it, right? And this is a buy candle that hasn't been retested. So in all of this this area from this top to this area here, because you had this high, all of this out of this area here, I'm looking really for that candle right there. That's the last buy candle. I see that there's no wick here. I see we have a doji here. So on a 15-minute, that doji means that there's prices in between there that have buys and sells in the middle of that candle, right? Ups and downs. So if I analyze this, I see this last candle. That's where I want to target my entry. And that is just, as you can see, a few pips below the 88.6. So that's what we're looking for. That's why I have that red line there. Let's reset this chart. And so that is going to be our play. Let's go back out to the 1 hour. That is going to be the play. Sell right there. And so I probably will be putting in a sell limit. Again, you saw where the stop loss is. Just go on your charts and draw Fibonacci from top to bottom, right? I use 10%. So 1.1 is what the Fibonacci level is. And it's 10% of the overall move from this high to the lowest low. 10% is right there. And that's where I always put my stop loss. Okay. So there it is. There's my next sell if I can get it in. So I'll be putting in a sell limit right after this video. Let's look at Goldie. Oh, Goldilocks. So guys, We actually took a buy, and if you guys did, we did this live. We took a buy right here, and our TP, our final TP was right there, and it got hit. All right. We took a second buy right here, and our final TP was right there, retracing. Actually, was it here? Maybe it was right here. Excuse me. We took a second buy in this area, and this was our TP. So we've already taken two buys, and our runner just closed out right there. I was expecting this 2230, which I've been calling out for quite some time, to be the turnaround spot. The market, as you know, is extremely bullish and is still buying up. So where can we really look for it to turn around? Would be this next line right here, the 618 extension. Now, how did I get that extension? Well, we look for the bottom to the top and 236 extension, the 61.8 extension. So we can expect a turnaround in this area, 2268 area. Again, we're not automatically taking a sell as soon as it hits there. What we're going to want to see is something, some sort of structure, maybe a breakdown, one of these, and then we could use our Fibonacci tool to measure that pullback and to get into that trade right there. Okay. But that is a little ways away. It's not there yet. There is no sells. And obviously, you can't buy gold right now because it's already taken off and gone. So we're going to have to be patient. We'll leave these marks up here, this line up here. Let us know where our potential sell is. But guys, look at this. Look at this liquidity below. So when we think about liquidity, I want to see where the market has put money in. There's a bunch of money put in here, there. All these trend line touches, guys, money has been put in the market. So this whole area is liquidity, which means that there are people who have stop losses and break evens, and there are people who are still buying and have positions there. So as this market comes back against them, these are going to be break evens, right? These are break evens and hitting stop losses. So that means those are buy orders, right? These people, excuse me, those would be sell orders. These people are buying, and once they close out, which means they'll be selling. If there's a bunch of people who then are going to be selling in that area, the big banks will say, "Thank you very much. I'll take all of these sells and I'll buy them right back up." Okay. And so when this liquidity gets broken, guess what we're going to be doing? We're going to be buying with them. So we'll wait down in this area somewhere. We'll figure it out as we get there when structure starts to form, but we're going to wait until that big buy comes. That does not mean we can't find an internal structure and start to sell. Okay. So we'll have to play that. But for now, we have to sit on our hands. There's nothing going on with Goldilocks as of right now. It's already left. Trade's already happened. Um, let's look for our let's look at our pairs real quick and see if there's anything going on with CAD-J. So again, we already nailed CAD-J, and you know, CAD-J is gone. I'm not really looking. What I need to do probably then is go back and reanalyze all of these pairs better offline and really spend some time diving into them. But I like to look at least the daily. As a matter of fact, let's just delete all this and see where we're at. So overall daily, right? Down, up. We're still setting higher highs, higher lows. It just hasn't set a higher high yet. This hasn't been broken. So just out of curiosity, where are we at in this entire thing? 50%. So I'd like to see a little bit higher of a retracement into the 618. And so we can delete this. This is how I would go about it. It did break that trend line structure. Yeah. For me, if you ask, it's still doing this because it hasn't broke, right? It hasn't broke yet. I don't want it to break this one. I want it to break this one. This is the real one. So if that's the case, and this again, this is EA. I don't even know why I marked this pair up. I don't trade EA. I'm not worried about it. Let's get away from that. All right. ECAD, high, low. See, this is what I'm talking about when I say taking out liquidity. This is the real swing marker right here. This is liquidity. All right. See that? And look what the market does. Breaks through the liquidity, gets it into our sell zone, which I always say, there it is. Right? Gets into our sell zone, and then it's going to target now the bottom liquidity. So the bottom liquidity is right here. So this market is headed to that. Also, if we look, we can see pretty good fair value gaps. There's no sort of retracement. There's an order block right there. Right? There's an order block right there. So it would make sense. This would be wanting to retrace. Look at the TP extension of the 236. Is right in the middle of this order block. Also, excuse me, right in the middle of fair value gap, right above the order block. So I would expect this to come down. We ask, well, how do we get into that trade? Well, look at this then. Again, we could play the same thing back and forth. This for me then would be liquidity. Okay, we can mark that off as liquidity. All right. So we know that this is going to get taken out. We're not sure if it's going. This is going to get low taken or that low get taken. But the really only play is to short it from up here. And so I'll leave that on the. I'll leave that graphic up there, and maybe later this week we can find an ECAD short. EJ is at the top and it's gone. So there's really no opportunity there. EU, EU. I'm gonna do these offline. I'm gonna come back and do these offline because right now I need to really start from scratch and break these down, and I'm not able to do that. Just covering with an outlook trade, and that UJ trade we had was beautiful, right? All right, so let's just look at crypto real quick. I'm just curious. Again, I'm not giving it financial advice and all this stuff. I'm just looking at where it is. And Bitcoin found a bottom right there at that level and pushed back up. So Bitcoin probably headed for another high. Ethereum would be right behind it. Man, I should have bought more. If I sold it here, it can't. Whatever. Let's see. Solana, my girl is going. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go, Solana. Let's zoom out on this. $200, man. The all-time high is 260. We're at 200. Hells yes. Um, what is this? Cardano? Yep. Cardano and Dot. All right, guys. Cardano and Dot is hopefully gonna be starting to pump too. I want Cardano and Dot to do what Solana did. This breakout and go. And if you look at Cardano, that's the area where it broke out. Hopefully this is about to take off. And then Dot is kind of the same. This is kind of the top, right? Double top. Down below, broke it. Let's see if it goes. Woo! Excuse me very much. I need to edit these things out of my videos. Ha. Okay, guys. That's it, really, right? So the plan is then to just look at NASDAQ. That's the only thing we got going is a NASDAQ sell tomorrow. It's not the safest trade in the world just because it is a very bullish market. But we have to ask ourselves, do we think that they're done taking liquidity to the sell side? Is this the low? Is that really liquidity? Or is there still money to be had? And is there still the area left over in that fair value gap? So is it going to clear this one more time and then go? Or is that it? It's just going to go. I'm hoping for the swoop and the clear, right? So let me delete all this stuff. Okay. Well, I thank you very much, guys, for being here. Hopefully, you learned a little something. If you have any questions, please put in the comments, and then I will answer those questions the best of my ability. Let's also take a look at the dot card. Let me put this on here, and I will reshare share screen. Guys, this is my dot card. So when you see in the description of the comments, you see the dot. You'll see the YouTube, which is where we're at now. My Twitter, my Instagram, my Flash Funding is the broker, excuse me, the funded company that I'm using now. I'm no longer using Carbon Capital. I'm no longer using any offshore unregulated broker. I'm going straight legal. More than likely, I'm going to open up a Forex.com account pretty soon. But for now, all my trading is done on Webull, doing ETFs and actually trading physical stocks. Pip Connect is the Discord that I'm most active in. It's Andy Peters. It is a paid service. Bored Ape Solana Club. If you go buy a BASC NFT, you can get into that. I hope you guys do that. Market Bandits is a free Discord. Those guys over there are really great. I like them a lot. And yeah, they're solid dudes. Badass Trade Talk is also my mentor's Telegram. These are not mine. These are just ones that I'm in, and these are people that I trade with, and they are good to go. So if you like, check out these two ones at the bottom. Those are free. All right, guys. That is it. We're going to call it. If I see something tomorrow morning, we will live trade. More than likely, we're going to live try to see if we can catch this NASDAQ entry. So have a good night. Happy Easter, and see you guys next week.